Welcome everybody to the Ignorant Chimp. It's actually Friday. I have a great friend with me, somebody that I've known around 15 years. His name is Asaf Eshed. He's the founder of Global Online Democracy, which is an absolutely, I'd have to say a great idea. I think it could really work. I don't want to talk about it too much. I want to jump right into it. Asaf Eshed, give us a little bit about your background and let's jump into your idea and let's talk about it. We have about a half an hour.
Great. Hey, hello everyone. Thank you, Gal, for having me in this great podcast. Yes, I'm the founder of the Global Online Democracy Organization. I'm now living in Finland. I'm Israeli. And yes, for a long time, I've been researching this decision-making process in the world, in different countries. Actually, I was born in a kibbutz in the south of Israel called the Sde Boker. If for the people that don't know, kibbutz is a 100% socialist environment. So families are living together and everyone is working together for the same goal and everyone has the same thing. So it made me believe that different system can work because the kibbutz was my paradise. I was there until the age of 8, and it was so brilliant to live in such a place where you know everyone and you are not afraid to go on the little path of the kibbutz because anyone you meet, you know. And we had like gathering on Friday evening, which everyone is singing the songs of Friday dinner and yeah, it was just brilliant place to live in. So I'm a
So
big
how do you
believer
get
in system change.
So
Sorry, God. Yes, please.
I'll cut you off. I want to ask a question because on the one hand, a kibbutz is more like a socialist environment, right? And it's completely different than democracy. So is it that you think that in a small community socialism works, but on a grander scale socialism stops working, and then you need democracy, or because you? I'm interested to hear, like, on the one hand, you loved it so much. On the other hand, you're opening up a website that talks about democracy, not socialism.
I think that socialism and democracy have to learn how to live together in the global sense of making decisions together. Um, I love socialism. I believe that socialism can work for us if we build the necessary tools in order to support decision making and the society. Socialism cannot work when a small group of people in the top of the country decide for everyone else. Then it's called communism, and this is a completely different thing than socialism, where socialism is being performed perfectly. So,
Okay,
so
so,
yes,
so
socialism in Finland, we have elements of socialism in the society, and I do believe that this is why Finland, also one of the parameters why Finland is working better in decision making than other places in the world.
so let's jump into your website idea. Let's jump into, first of all, maybe what's broken in terms of the system, our everyday system, and why you think this website kind of gives some sort of solution to whatever problems that you think that we have. So talk about a little bit about what the problems are with our democracy, world democracy, country democracy, local democracy, and what do you think the website is going to be able to achieve?
Yeah, so the global online democracy is here to solve. I think one thing specially. We need to understand that today we are not living in a democracy. We need to clearly say it. This is not a democracy. The system that or the decision-making system that we are experiencing around us. It's representative democracy. And I know that I'm talking in these terms that are boring, democracy, government, but it's very important that we all shade this or peel from ourselves the feeling of boredom from this sense, because politics or democracy, it's our decision-making system. And it's about deciding what is important for us in the society and how to make better decisions. So let's all think that it's cool and it's hip and it's and let's bring all the also the young generation in, and let's see how to fix it. So
Well,
Global
I
Online
think
Democracy is an organization and a community that pushes for that, for the change from representative democracy into direct democracy online. You mentioned the website. So yes, it's an online system where we vote together, but not for a politician. We are not choosing a representative. We are not choosing someone to make the decisions for us. What we are voting for is how to fix problems. So people all around the world in all different geographical level, like neighborhood, city, country, and of course global, are bringing problems to the system, and we are registering into the system, and we are voting to how to fix a problem. I think.
so. If I have to, just so to see that I understand this correctly, on the one hand, you have the website which allows people to come onto the website and kind of bring up social or physical local problems. Let's stay local. Let's forget about global at the moment. Let's stay local. Our street has people who are driving very, very fast. It's very dangerous for the kids, and some of us want to have some speed bumps, or we want to have some sort of mechanism that will allow people to slow down. So this website is going to allow for me to raise the issue locally and see where it goes. Because if I understood you correctly, you said we don't choose our government, but we're choosing issues within our local and city and country. Is that reasonable to say?
Yes, this is a very good example, and actually I've used it a lot because next to my house there is a road where people are driving way too fast, in my opinion. And if it's my opinion, then it's also the opinion or it's okay to assume that it's also problem for the other neighbors in my neighborhood. So if I'm going into the system, I can suggest to raise the speed limit, or I can suggest other ways how to solve it. And then if a lot of people in the surroundings in this area are thinking the same and participate and talk and rank or not rank or share, but and discuss about this problem, then this problem is going up in the ranking of the problems of this
Of priorities.
area, and then it gets more visibility. Once it gets more visibility, more people vote, and once more people vote, we get the city hall to participate in this discussion and see how to solve it and what are the solution possible.
So this is a website which in other words, it's like a massive petition database, right? It's mostly like a petition, because it's not like if 10,000 of us vote that there needs to be a solution. It's 10,000 people are showing the people that are in power that there's a large amount of people that want the solution, and you come with that power to those people, right? It's not like you're not. I want people to understand. It's not a website to that once enough people vote, that's what happens. It's just it's sort of like a large petition database. When a petition gets large enough, you can come to the municipal or the city hall or the government, and you could say, look, we have 200,000 people who think this way, right? This is a priority.
Exactly. And then the politician or the city hall, which want to be in contact with the people and make them their job better, they can address this situation. But they have a list of the most urgent things, or the list of this is always
priorities.
difficult. Prioritization that they can address, so they know what people want really. So they, in the end, they make their job better. Either
so let's go
in the city. But just a second, because I don't want people to think it's like a petition or database of petition. I would like to say that it's like a referendum 24/7. So, for example, in Brexit, the United Kingdom didn't know what people want, and so they asked the people. In Switzerland, they do it 4 to 5 times a year. So they ask the people, what do you want to do? So it this is what it is. It has problems and how to address these problems, and people vote.
Okay, so now we're talking about local, we're talking about citywide, we're talking about countrywide, right? Does this go all the way to the top to like who do we want to choose as president? Who do we want to choose as, you know, as you know,
Yes,
whatever other
eventually.
positions, or is this limited to things that have to do with, you know, just like we gave an example right now, which is a local problem? Or how far do you want this website to have an impact? Do you want it to have an impact on who's president?
What I want to make clear is that the system that we are building is the system will facilitate decision making. It will not have in any way decision power. So everything that we will want to solve, or every decision that we will want to make, or how the system behave, it will be debated and in the system. So whatever we want to do with the system will be possible, but we need to agree on it together. Definitely, I see that there is a section to choose for the next government, the representatives of you know, not the government, sorry, in the next election, the representative for the next government.
Right.
And people can present themselves there, and then they can be voting how well do they fit to the job, the Minister of Transportation, the Minister of Health, the Minister of whatever, and also the Prime Minister or the President. So we can vote for them online. Why not? Why do we do it like it is today? And why to have parties? Parties take so much of our time, so much of our budgets, and we are only fighting with one another when there is parties. There should not be a party, because there should be problems, and we should vote over these problems.
That's a great point. That's actually a great point, because sometimes it's not about right or left. Sometimes there's ideas on the right that you believe in, and sometimes there's ideas on the left that you believe in, which you would love to do a kind of like a mishmash in government, and they don't allow for it. You have to give up something that you believe in because you're a lefty or a righty. And I think that's a great point. I think that's actually a wonderful point, and I really like that. No parties would be a great system, because right now we know most countries are a two-party or a three-party system, which is absolutely horrible. And at the same time, instead of the right individuals being in power, you have parties which are in power. And within those parties, there's people who are less capable and people who are more capable. And I think the most capable people should be the ones running the country. I think that's a great idea.
Exactly,
Um,
and the best person to run a Ministry of Health should not be a politician
of
that
course.
knows how to deal with other politicians, or how to do different actions to bring him more power, money, whatever they would like to have. It needs to be someone that present capabilities to understand what the area of health needs in this country, or in not country, or in this geographical level. And we can make, you know, we can talk about parties and why it doesn't work today, and how much resources it takes from us, the citizens. At the moment, we can make only one podcast only on this.
I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. And I think this is probably one of the best ideas, because we did speak about this website a couple of times offline. And this is a point that we haven't spoken about yet, and I really enjoy it, and I really like it. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you think the problems are without this website? right? So like, where do you see the solutions that this website gives, other than the fact that other than the solution that you just gave right now? What are the problems right now? Where do you see the problems in our democracy? Because you said we're not living in a democracy.
Yeah, we are not living in a democracy. We live in a representative democracy, and I think that the most evident problem is that we choose the representatives, uh, every 4 years in most of the places, and in these 4 years they are doing whatever they want, and this is not acceptable. This is not democracy. Is all about the voice of the people, and the majority says what we need to do about something, and now it doesn't happen. Now in many places there are different politics. For example, in Finland, they have an issue that they are debating about for the last 5 years. The whole system of the parliament with representatives that needs to vote about a problem and how to solve it just doesn't work. How long did Brexit took? Brexit was decided on 2016, and only when in the beginning of this year they really they made the agreement, and why decisions need to take so long? Uh, this is a problem of representative democracy. Of course, there are other problems. There are um, um,
Natural bureaucracy, there's infighting, there's courts. Sometimes you need to take it to court, sometimes it needs to be in front of a judge. We have a massive problem. I'm trying to kind of imagine, you know, uh, uh, I wouldn't call it utopian because we don't know what utopian is, but I'm trying to imagine a world where everybody has a say in everything. I'm trying to think, is it a great idea? Is it not a great idea? But I like the fact that you said that it's not a mechanism in order to make changes, but only decision making, which is it's a great point. I really like that, actually. I enjoy that. So why don't you tell some people, where they can find you, where they can find the website? I'll obviously have it on the bottom. I'll have it written down, but kind of give us a little bit of a layout. Is there maybe, a video that we can watch that kind of breaks down the idea, and we'll send people there. And I'd like to have you on again in about 2 weeks, and then we can, jump
continue
a
the
little bit
conversation.
more into details. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that people are going to get in touch and they're going to ask me some questions, and I would like to pass those questions
Yeah,
on.
and there is a lot of that we didn't discuss. Like
Of
we didn't
course.
discuss about the whole organization and how is it built and how we make it according to
How the platform
democracy.
itself would work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and how it supports. And we didn't talk about the global constitution, for example, that is really big element of this
Do you have
decision
time?
making.
Do you have time to say a couple of words about this?
Basically, the technology exists for everything we discuss. But if we talk about the global constitution, yes, basically we need to have a global constitution that is rewritten from the beginning of the year until the end of the year, which people everywhere in the world can formulate a different formulation for sentences inside the constitution, and then rank it. So the best formulation of the constitution will go up, and eventually, in the end of the year, it will basically take place, and governments will need to adopt it or to accept the fact that we have global constitution, and accept the social rights, human rights, and the borders of the government, and how do they act with their citizens. Because what is happening now is everywhere governments are doing whatever they want. If there is a protest, they break the protest, though this is the tool of democracy, protest. So why not to let people speak? Why? Because leaders want to keep their own power, and this is not democracy. This is representative democracy, and this is one of the problems of representative democracy. And now I'm trying to put too much in.
I'm
But
sure that.
where can you find us? Globalonlinedemocracy.org. You can find us on Facebook. We have a YouTube page. very important things that I would like to say is practical ways how to change our situation at the moment. First of all, don't talk about democracy, not in the news, not in discussions with friends. Talk about representative democracy. It's a complete different system. So if you have conversation about politics, specify that this is representative democracy. That's the problems of representative democracy. We need to have direct democracy. You can donate to our organization, which will make everything faster. We will be able to build the system faster, and everything helps. Also, you can invite me or one of our representatives to talk in the living room if you want clarification of how it works. We are doing these meetings. In Zoom, you schedule a meeting and we will talk to you. We will make it very clear. The nice thing about our model is that it can start tomorrow. You know, if we have the funds to make the system, we can start it tomorrow, and it can gradually go into the government. We don't need to collapse the whole
No, of
system and
course.
start
No,
it
of
over
course.
again.
No, of
And
course.
just take a look what happened with Airbnb, Amazon, Apple. They all created technologies that disrupt the industry that they grew up in. So this is what we want to do to democracy. And I think we can. We just, the only thing is that we need the support of everyone.
Of course.
Democracy is all about participation. It's all about supporting the decision making, and it's also about supporting the new establishments to create better decisions.
I agree. I agree. That's beautiful. Listen, I want to have you back on. I want to be able to talk a little bit more about this. I'm going to get some questions from our people to see what they think. Guys, please visit the website. I know there's a video on there that explains it beautifully. Let us know what you think. This could be disruptive. This could be a very good tool for us instead of sitting at home and complaining all the time. This might be a tool that's going to give us a voice. I guess you would agree. Asaf, thank you very much. That was awesome. Loved having you on. Miss you very much. Hopefully one day you'll come for a visit with the kids. 100%. Thank you for coming on. Let's meet in about 2 weeks. Let's have another meeting.
Thank you. We will do
Thank
this
you.
podcast. It's cool, and it's the right thing to do.
Thank you, my man.
Thank
you. All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.